sorry. In this video lecture, we will discuss one of the interesting real-life applications of variance ratio test in testing of hypothesis. Let us consider one real-life application. A group of 10 rats fed on diet A and another group of 8 rats fed on diet B recorded the following increases weight in grams. So this is nothing but given data of 8 rats and 10 rats. Find if the variants are significantly different. Okay, so find if the variants are significantly different or not. Okay, so how to solve this problem? So this F test is nothing but what we are going to discuss only the two normal population variants are significantly different or not. Okay, so first we write a given values. So what is given? Sample sizes are given. So we have two different sample sizes. One is 10 rat, another one is 8 rat. So we consider that is n1 equal to 10 and n2 equal to 8. And also they given only what? Sample data, that means diet A and diet B data. So using that two data, we are going to find the F value. So before we find the F value, first we define step number 1. So 1, we define the null hypothesis, that is nothing but it is denoted by H naught from sigma 1 square equal to sigma 2 square. So why we consider here sigma is, so in this method is what? Variance ratio test. It is denoted by sigma. But coming to our problem, so we have two different variants, so that we consider sigma 1 square equal to sigma 2 square. And second one, we consider the alternate hypothesis, that is H1, that is from what? Sigma 1 square not equal to sigma 2 square. So what is step number 2? Step number 2, we consider the level of significance is 5%. But in this problem, they are not mentioned 5%. So in case they are not mentioned, you consider 5%. Step number 3, we find a F value. So we know that the test statistics is F equal to capital S1 square by capital S2 square. If S1 square greater than S2 square, which means what? We write the largest value of either S1 square or S2 square to the numerator value. So here we consider largest value is S1 square. Otherwise, we can write capital F equal to S2 square by S1 square if it satisfies the condition S2 square greater than S1 square. So we consider this is equation number 1. So and also we write what is mean by capital S1 square and capital S2 square. So here capital S1 square equal to small n1 into small s1 square by n1 minus 1. And similarly, we write S2 square equal to N2 S2 square by N2 minus 1. So we consider this is equation 2. And also we write small s1 square. Small s1 square is nothing but 1 by N1 sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square. Similarly, we get S2 square. Okay, so this is we consider equation 3. Such that what is x1 bar x2 bar, that is nothing but sum of x1 by n1 plus sum of x2 by n2. So we consider equation 4. What is our target? So from the given statement we know only what n1 and n2 value, and also we know two different diet data A and B. So using diet data, so in diet A data we consider x1 sample, diet B data we consider x2 sample. Okay, so from the given data, we are going to find what is x1 bar, x2 bar first. So once we know x1 bar, x2 bar, then substitute, then we find what is sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square value, then substitute here, we get s1 square, s2 square. Later we substitute in equation 2, we get s1 square, s2 square. Finally, we substitute equation 1, we get f value. Okay, so coming to next slide, first we find x1 bar, then we find immediately small s1 square. After that we find x2 bar, later we find s2 square, right? So from equation 4 can be written as x1 bar equal to sum of x1 I by n1. So this is nothing but diet A, right? So adding all values, total number of sample we have 10, right? So using if we add this value, we get the total value is 64 by 10. So that is nothing but 6.4. So we know x1 bar. Next we find a sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square value. So before we consider finding that one, first we write x1 I, that is nothing but diet A data values. Next we find x1 minus x1 bar whole square value. We know x1 bar answer 6.4 here. So substitute here we get this one. So now wherever x1 substitute x 5, x2, x1 equal to 6, 8 and etc. So here if we substitute x1 equal to 5, 5 minus 6.4 we get minus 1.4, take square we get right. Similarly, we substitute x equal to 6, 6 minus 6.4, we get 0.4. If we take square 0.16. So in the same we get remaining values, right? So after that, so we find s1 square. What is s1 square? That is nothing but from equation 3 can be written as s1 square by 1 by n1 into sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square. So we know x1 minus x1 bar whole square value. So here summation is there. So we are going to add all values in this value. If we add all this value, we get 102.4 by n1 value is 10. So using calculator, we get a final answer is 10.24. This is s1 square. In the same, we are going to find the x2. How to find x2? x2 equal to sum of x2 by n2. So here we consider what diet B data, then n value. After that we find a same model, we get s2 square. So again from 4 implies we can write sum of x2 bar equal to sum of x2 by n2, adding diet B data value by 8, we get 40 by 8, that is equal to 5. So next we find x2 bar whole square value, substitute x 2 minus 5 we get minus 3, minus we get 9. Then substitute x to second value 3 minus 5 minus 2 square means 4. In the same way we get remaining values, right? So now we write a s2 square value, that is 1 by n2 sum of x2 minus x2 bar whole square. So how to find this term? We know x2 minus bar whole square, adding all values we get answer is 82 by 8, that is equal to 10.25, right? So we know s1 square and s2 square. Substitute s1 square, s2 square in equation number 2. So what is equation number 2? That is nothing but capital S1 square equal to n1 s1 square by n1 minus 1. Same way we get s2 square equal to n2 s2 square by n2 minus 1. n1 value 10. s1 square value 10.2 by 10 minus 1 we get 9. So if you simplify this we get 11.3777. Similarly, we find s2 square, that is nothing but 8 into 10.25, 8 minus 1, 7. So using calculator, we get a 11.7142. This is s1 square, s2 square. So now we are going to write f value. So how to write f value means f value equal to s1 square by s2 square, otherwise s2 square by s1 square. So here we should, in coming ratio test, in numerator we should write always largest value of either s1 square or s2 square. So here we see which one is largest value. So this is largest value. So we consider this value is numerator. Why? Because in f variance ratio test, in final answer we should get always f value is what? Greater than 1. Okay, if we consider this term is denominator, you get 0 point something only. So therefore, from equation 1 can be written as capital F equal to S2 square by S1 square if S2 square greater than S1 square. What is S2 square value? 11.7142 by S1 square 11.3777. So simplify this expression, we get F equal to 0 to 1.0. Okay. Simplify this expression, we get f equal to 1.0295. Okay. So next we find the modulus of f value, that is nothing but 1.0295, and also we find degree of freedom. What is degree of freedom for f test is gamma equal to denominator, what is numerator value? S2. So we consider n2 minus 1 comma s1, denominator we consider s1, so we get n1 minus 1. Yeah, what is n2? n2 value 8, 8 minus 1, 7, 10 minus 1, 9. Okay. So what is step number 4? Step number 4, we write a table value of a given percentage, right? So therefore, the table value of modulus of f at 5% level of significance for the degree of freedom 7, 9 is. Okay. So here we have two different points. This is we consider numerator value, this is we consider denominator. So we get f alpha equal to 3.29. How to write this one? So using statistical table, we get f using f test, we get answer, right? Okay, so this is nothing but statistical table for F variance test ratio. Okay, so here numerator. This is called degree of freedom for numerator value. Vertical we consider degree of freedom for the denominator. What is our problem? Our problem value is what? 7 comma 9, right? So we consider a degree of freedom for numerator we consider 7. Denominator, that means vertical we consider, denominator we consider 9. What is 7 comma 9? So this is your 7 comma 9, corresponding row and column of 7 comma 9 is 3.29. Okay, so therefore using statistical table we get f alpha equal to what? 3.29. What is step number 5? Step number 5 we write conclusion by using step number 3 and step number 4. So here the obtained value, that is modulus of f equal to 1.0295, it is strictly less than the value, that is 3.24. Therefore, we accept H naught and we reject the H1. That means alternative hypothesis. Okay. So hence the difference is not highly significant. Okay. That is nothing but we conclude that the two samples have come from populations with equal variance. Right. So I hope you are enjoying the session. Thank you.